Okay, hi. Can
There
you
you
see
go.
me?
Hi, Katie.
Happy birthday. Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
How's
Yeah,
it going?
good, good. Just everyone around here, I feel like is sick. Nicole, I don't know if that's happening for you guys too at Demonstrate, but like we are man down every
Oh
day.
no.
Yeah,
Not yet. Hopefully, no one catches it.
good luck. It's been so yeah, but other than that, everything's going great. How are you doing, Katie?
I'm good, except I woke up with a kink in my neck. I feel like aging sucks. I just like woke up and was like, oh, my neck hurts. I think I need a better pillow.
Oh no. And it just
So,
when you can't do that, it just makes you like I get really irritable and I
yeah,
felt
exactly.
I'm like, what did you say?
I know, I know. Anyways, let's talk about caviar.
Yeah,
Okay. So, what's happening? I did a little research and it seems like caviar is everywhere these days.
everywhere.
So why do you think that is?
I think a lot of like when you work backwards to when we first had our meeting, when we first met.
Yes, that was my one of my questions is how has the world of caviar changed since you guys launched what, 8 years ago?
Yeah, yeah. I think we met with you in 2016.
Yeah.
Is that right? So we
Mhm.
we launched in 2015, but the end of 2015. And so thinking back from when we met you to
Yes.
now, it really has changed and see it everywhere. And we hope that we've been a part of that. We have like when we first met you, Saskia and I came in and we said we want our goal is to see caviar everywhere, go
Yeah.
beyond the traditional caviar service at restaurants where you just buy like an ounce of caviar and it's really expensive. We were working with chefs to be like, put it on your tater tots, put it on your omelets, like use it as an ingredient to kind of give the surprise and delight without scaring people away with the full 1 ounce caviar service that was going to be like a couple $100. I
Yeah.
think that's a big part of it, but I also think people are understanding that affordable caviar is still good. Back then, I think people still had this idea of like Russian caviar, only Osetra is good. I mean, people would tell us that all the time. It's like, oh, well, the only caviar to eat is Osetra. And I think
But we don't even get any caviar from Russia. You can't get caviar from Russia. Is that a misconception, right? Can you
well,
get
that's correct. We weren't even getting caviar from Russia when we first started. It's been banned since 2007.
Yeah, I thought it was like 2004 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
so for decades we haven't been able to get Russian caviar, but I think there's been so much more education behind it. People understand that there are different levels of caviar, different price points, and it's still like even though it's a cheaper product or less expensive product, it's still coming, as long as it's coming from sturgeon and you want to trust your source. But I think it's a lot easier to find. Like it shows up all over my Instagram ads now from all there are different caviar companies popping up left and right, different caviar labels, and that's really interesting to see. But like it's like you go to New York and caviar was already in a lot of places. Now it's really everywhere. And we're seeing that here a lot now too, like over on the West Coast in restaurants that it's really not common to see caviar on top of something, especially in the like appetizer section.
Right. Okay. What about Grub Street came out with an article that said caviar has become ordinary in New York. Do you think it's become ordinary? I feel like it always was extraordinary, and now is it more like people are having it as snacks? Like, snack is something you have every day
Yeah,
when you're running from someplace to someplace. How do you see
I
it?
hope not. I still think caviar should feel special. I never want it to be like bread and butter. It never I think caviar should still be that surprise and delight. Yes, it's more accessible. Yes, you see it so many more places, but you should still feel giddy when you get to have it. You know,
Okay,
you should
yes.
still feel excited and that you're treating yourself, and like, good for you for, whatever you do in your life, you're working, you're getting that money, and you can buy yourself a little treat without sweating it, without being like, oh shit, should I actually eat this? Or can I, like, but it should still feel like
Right, because
some,
so caviar is sustainable, correct?
yes, it is, but depending on what you mean by sustainable, because a lot of a misconception is that people think caviar is sustainable and that the fish lives.
Right, okay,
And that's not actually the case. It's sustainable in that it's coming from farms and not taking anything from the wild.
got it. Okay. Now, tell me about how, because this story focuses on hotels. So tell me about like your partnerships with hotels. How do you go about getting them? How, or even, I'm sure it's probably similar with restaurants. Are you reaching out to the hotels or the hotels reaching out to you? How does it work?
It's kind of both now. I think we, of course, again, years ago, we would have died to work with like the Ritz-Carlton and Half Moon
Right,
Bay, and we tried and tried for years. And I think it took a lot of time to really build up our reputation. I think, honestly, I think when Saskia and I started our business, these like two girls from Texas in the caviar industry, I think a lot of the more, especially hotels that can feel a little bit less attainable from a sales side, I think they're like, oh, that's cute. I
right.
the other day had someone tell me that they thought my business was cute and they loved what I did. And like, and, and I'm like, this is
They
a
would
real,
never say that to a man.
yeah, exactly. And I wanted to be like, oh, well, sweetie, this is a real, like, we are legit. We are here to stay. We are real business. And now people see that. But we did have to prove ourselves. Like, we did have to really, it took time and a lot of hard work. And now restaurants are like, oh, wait, we understand that you're the company that bring a part of the experience. And for hotels are all about the experience, right? From the second
Right,
that you walk in, whether you're walking into the Four Seasons in Wailea, and you get your lay. That is
mhm,
all part of the experience. And they consider experiences value. And I do too. As a consumer, I want to go to a hotel and feel like I get a little special treatment. Even like a damp cloth makes me feel like I'm somewhere special, that literally costs them nothing.
right.
And so that's where I think our partnership with hotels is really great, and they're starting to reach out to us more now too, because of the reputation that we built, that people recognize us through social and things like that, and that we add to that experience as opposed to just sitting down eating caviar. Like, no, caviar should not be ordinary. It's
Right.
still something that you should feel excited about to eat. And I think that's where our partnership with hotels is beneficial.
Okay, so you're at the forefront. What trends have you seen emerging? What have you tried something lately where you were like, I never had caviar with that before and were blown away?
I'm trying to think what the latest we just, I mean, within hotels or within general.
Just in general.
So we recently did one on a Basque cheesecake. My our
Oh,
Yeah, our chef in Tiburon. So I'm not like, obviously would be love to plug Tiburon, but this is
well, I
authentic.
can try. I'll plug it in the story.
Thanks. Yeah, so we're partnering with the Mondavi sisters for like A Loft and Dark Matter. And
Okay.
so we're doing a lunch with them, and our chef had to kind of do some R&D, especially to pair a bite with their dark matter with the Cabernet.
Okay.
And like, that's obviously a challenge to do with
Yeah.
caviar and dessert and Cabernet. And so she did this Basque cheesecake, like this little individual Basque cheesecake with caviar on top. And the overall bite and the pairing with the wine is really exceptional. Like, it's delicious.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like caviar is so savory to me. I don't think I've ever had it in a dessert presentation.
Oh, we love it in a dessert. We put it on like we work with Humphrey Slocombe and get their strawberry white chocolate ganache ice cream. because caviar and strawberries go really well together, and white chocolate too, because like a white chocolate ganache with the I know you from a chef, like from your
Yeah.
chef experience, from a molecular level, the fat content in the white
Mm.
chocolate matches the caviar, and so they are a really good pairing. And I mean, we even made, when we were really showcasing this like Pringles collaboration that we did,
Yes.
our chef was doing making white chocolate chip cookies with crumbled up original Pringles in them.
Oh,
And we're topping
yum.
it with caviar, with white sturgeon caviar.
Wow. Cool. What's your current favorite way to enjoy it? I know the baked potato, right?
I mean, I always love the baked potato. I also love it, just anything like starchy, I think. Like, but also Chef Eric at the Rotunda makes the most amazing blini. They're just like really fluffy, and they're with, I think they're sourdough blini. I love that. Um, I do love just, I like to keep it relatively simple. I don't put too much prep in it, mainly because I don't have time. I'm not a planner, and I try
Right.
to just like open things quickly, and be ready to go.
Okay, now what about the prevalence of bumps? You guys were always doing them, I feel like.
Yeah, we've been doing them forever, but everyone tries to claim it. But bumps have been around since like when you could buy caviar at the fish market. You know, that's
Okay.
how you would taste, because you used to buy in those big blue tins, those OTs, but it was so inexpensive. They would open up all these OTs for you at the fish market, and it
Give
was
you a taste?
before, yeah, they give you a taste. So they just throw it on the back of your hand, and you're like, oh, I'll take tin number two. And it was before plastic ice cream spoons, you know? And
Yeah,
so it's just been turned into a party trick.
right. Okay, what other trends do you see emerging?
I think people are really trying to push it with how they put caviar, like, you know, they're trying to pick up what's gonna like pick up on TikTok, I guess, you know. I think, and sometimes I think that it maybe gets pushed a little bit too far, but you know, if you're willing to try it, go
Like
for it.
crazy pairings or whatever?
Yeah, I think crazy pairings, different types of chips is obviously something that we've seen,
Oh,
or
Doritos or something along those lines. That seems like
yeah.
it might be too much.
Yeah, I feel like that's just pushing it too hard. I think there are some natural pairings with just like regular potato chips. Obviously I love the Pringles, I think, with sour cream and onion, but there's like thought behind that with chives and creme fraiche, you know.
Right.
It's not really as out of left field, but what I'm seeing, most restaurants are really utilizing it as kind of a team player in the dish now, as opposed to being this showcase item. They are adding it to like a sauce or to their fish dish, and putting it with like a creamy base sauce or something like that too, which is really fun to see, because again, I still think including caviar on a dish like that gives you that little bit of delight,
Right.
but it makes it more attainable.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about Chinese caviar? Is
Yeah.
that a trend or?
Oh yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, it is, we sell it,
Oh,
we
you
sell,
do sell it. I wasn't sure if you sold it. Okay.
yeah. We sell it. We work with Kaluga Queen. They're one of the largest farms in the world now. So for Kaluga hybrid, for example, anytime you see Kaluga, that's coming from China.
Okay.
Um, so pretty much the majority of the industry are using it, are selling it. What's really interesting is whenever people are claiming it to be something else because they don't want it to be,
Chinese.
yeah, and then they're selling it as something else, like a white sturgeon, or
Right, but how can they can just do that? It's a lot, nobody cares. People don't know.
people don't know. So like it's, I can see it. I can see it from a picture and say, oh, there's no way that's white sturgeon.
Okay.
Um, but your average consumer doesn't know. And most chefs don't know. Like it's really important for us to train our chefs. So
So
that,
how do you do that?
how do I train my chefs, or how do I
Yeah.
tell them that they're getting wrong product?
Well, how do you train your chefs?
Um,
By telling them they're getting the wrong product?
yeah, I mean, that's definitely one way to learn, but we do a lot of tastings and we do staff trainings too, not only with the chefs and the kitchen team, but with the servers, because we
Right.
think it's really important to that the servers are saying the right information. Yesterday, I went to the Rotunda for my birthday and they sell our caviar, and the table next to me they were asking about the caviar, and I told my husband, I was like, shh, I just want to listen, because
Yeah.
I wanted to hear what the server was saying, the differences, because we offer 3 different products with them. And I
Uh-huh.
wanted to hear what the server was saying, because if it wasn't right, I would have gone to Chef Eric and said, hey, we need to do another staff training. But he passed, the server passed with flying colors, and
Oh,
I'm
good.
very proud.
So you actually can you name a hotel that you went in and trained the staff?
Yeah, I mean, we've done it. Lauren was just at the Ritz-Carlton in Half Moon Bay last
Okay.
week, and she talks to them on a regular basis. Let me think for other like hotels
So
specific.
that's good. That's I just need like maybe one, to mention.
Yeah, we've done that. The Ritz-Carlton and Half Moon Bay, because they have a pretty big caviar program,
Right.
and through Navio as well. And I know we've recently done the Top of the Mark too.
Oh, cool.
Local one.
Awesome.
I mean, both
Okay,
are pretty.
those are all my questions. Are we forgetting something? Is there something that we need to mention or anything else?
Um, I don't think so specific for like travel and
Oh,
hotel.
okay, wait, one more question. You mentioned pairing it with a red wine. Are you seeing it going beyond? I feel like champagne is the classic pairing, you can't beat it, but are you seeing it go beyond that?
I'm seeing more sake. But in general, I'm seeing more
Oh,
sake on the
cool.
market too. Like I'm seeing sake in restaurants beyond Japanese restaurants, which is really cool. And it's a beautiful pairing. Like if you want to shout out to an Iwasaki, do you
Okay.
remember Julie? She was with Ruinart and Dom Perignon,
Oh, okay.
and she and
Now
her,
she's a sake person?
yeah, in Napa
Wow.
with her fiance or husband, and the winemaker from Dom Perignon is now the one making the sake.
Wow.
It
Okay,
is
cool.
really good. So it's
That should be a whole
IW.
nother story. Great idea.
Yeah, and she's so cool. If you need an intro to her, I'm happy to send one. But she's up in
Okay.
Napa. She's so knowledgeable, and yeah,
Awesome.
fun to talk to.
Okay, well, thank you. This was
Yeah,
great. I'm sure
yeah,
I'll see you out and about soon.
yeah. Of course. I hope your neck feels better. Go get a
Thank
massage.
you.
Thank. Go get.
I took extra strength Tylenol, so we'll see. Okay.
Okay. Good
Thank
luck.
you. Thanks,
Yeah.
Nicole. Have a great weekend.
Of course, you too.
Bye.
Bye, Katie. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.